with my afternoon coverage here with two defenses that are really, we know the Browns statistically one of the best defensive teams in the league, and that's what's made them the contender that they are coming into the season. Browns, everyone kind of saying, hey, maybe the Browns can finally, with uh, Watson in there and whatnot. But it hasn't necessarily worked out with Watson all the time because of his injury. And now you look at this afternoon's game and Walker likely in there again. So what will that mean for the Browns here necessarily in this one on the road against the Seahawks? You guys are already coming in, maybe here, Seahawks for Jacoby already. How about that? So the Browns won a couple of they're coming off a couple of close victories, no doubt about it. And you see this total here, pretty reflective of what we've seen with uh, talking about these two defenses being so solid. And we know Cleveland, right? I mean, their defense, but it's Seattle, the team that maybe their defense, I don't know about overlooked or what, but now you look at how statistically they are starting to compare with other teams. And Ferner here on the under. Seattle's won and covered four of their last five games. Um, all of a sudden, things are looking pretty good for the Seahawks. Blake says Watson will never, yeah. Well, and could he have ever? I mean, other than winning a bowl, right? I mean, when you're talking about a contract like that, and um, I love it when Thomas's phone says things incorrectly and it makes funny sentences. And Double says just roll with underdogs today. Why not? And why would you want to trust Seattle as a home favorite here? Uh, to me, right? I mean, okay, sure. Walker, look, did when Watson was in, was anybody really saying, "Hey, we really want"? Now I know we have Cleveland folks in here. Sometimes the Cleveland folks stop by and say hi, but could any Cleveland fan necessarily really say that they would prefer to have a guy in there like Watson over PJ Walker at this time? I don't think so. I mean, I was like, you don't want to root for an injury, but uh, when Watson went down, he was kind of sitting there with his legs stretched out. He wasn't in pain, he was in pain probably in some way, but uh, the way he was sitting, you're like, why wasn't Walker in here anyways? It it almost felt like a little bit selfish. Like Watson, there's pressure, and when Watson came out this week and said, "Hey, um, I'm. Do you think I want to miss time? I've worked very hard and put all the other stuff aside, put all the jokes aside, and all that. Remember coming back from a serious injury here. Now, you can say what you want about players who might be soft, might be injury prone, might be willing to say, "Hey, I don't know, I'm injured. Let's take myself out of the game." But I don't know right now. Walker can manage a game, especially with the defense that they have. You do got to possess the ball. You do got to put some points on the board, but you got to think this is, that type of game now. There were some crazy look aheads that had this one much, much higher, but that was, before we started to see what maybe Seattle had. And there were signs that this defense was going to be above average, but maybe not among the top defenses like we're seeing, other than the fact that that's what they kind of do in Seattle, but maybe the just we don't have the sometimes the personnel that we've seen on some of their defenses, but they'll always be at home, especially, the extra yard, 5, 10, 15 yards that they're going to get from you know, uh, procedure penalties and the like. So I'm going to take the under in this game with these two teams if I'm going to talk up the defenses like that. And you have pedestrian Walker out there. Um, hey, Browns, can they run the ball? Sure, I think they can. Does Seattle have a decent defense to stop? Yeah, but I know there for all the talk about, oh, this is not the Geno that we were necessarily expect. I think Geno had his moments a little bit where we're like, wow, look at it. Geno comes to see, and he maybe overachieved to a certain extent, or with some of his passing numbers. I mean, he's got great targets. We know that. So I think you can get 37.5 out there as well right now. But I'll list it at 37. Um, uh, for the second day in a row, I'm having pen issues. I've lost my pen. I never do. And 2 days in a row here I have. So let me just my big head in the way. Grab another one and get started here. So give me the under here with the Browns and the Seahawks. I'll take the under this afternoon. Let's see what Ferner he's talking about. Some of those ticket money 65% count on the over, but wagers are on the under. Does that mean 65% of the money is on the over, but the higher percentage of wagers are on the under? Is that what that says? So I don't know. I am that guy. I try to interpret but I don't push it on anybody. I'm not saying you don't do that. I'm saying great, Ferner. Thank you for your report on that. But I'm a ticket count guy. Not much on the money. I'm more concerned about the tickets. Anyways, give me the under here, and I'll probably maybe have something here on the side. We'll see. I got 3 plays in the afternoon slate, so I'm taking the under those my free play in this one with the Browns and the Seahawks. Basically, if I've got two good defenses, I got the Browns. They're looking to run right. With the Browns look, it was unfortunate that they lost their star running back, but doesn't it seem like, look, even Hunt, just pick him up off this, you know, was he retired? Was he just working out, waiting for the call? Whatever. He wasn't joining on the other team. Comes in and looks pretty strong, right? He looks strong. He looks big too. He looks not bigger than I don't know, a different type of runner maybe than he always has been, or maybe he kind of has been that guy. So hello to Perky today, or Perky. Maybe it's his son, maybe it's his grandson, maybe it's his dad. Hi, Perk. So that's anyway. That's what I feel. The Browns, they still can run it. They'll look to run it. They got Walker. They got to manage the game. Seahawks, obviously, they're not all that. That offense, especially against the Browns defense, right? So give me the under in this one.